Hey guys, hope everyone is doing well. Welcome back to Headlocks and Hot Packs. Thank you for joining me again for another Thursday night rip, and following up on last week's Mega Box tonight, we've got a blaster and a hanger. A little product battle of 2025 Topps Series 1 featuring Aaron Judge on the front. You can see we had 59 cards in the hanger and then 84 in our blaster. As is always the case, first time seeing this here on the channel, we'll start with the hanger here. Look for all new exclusive Diamante base card parallels, so we'll be on the lookout for that. We're also going to be looking for some key rookies. This year's class has a little bit to be desired as we check out the info on the back, which there's not a ton of. Topps wants you to visit their site, look for relic and autograph relic cards. Those are pretty hard to come by, I'm assuming, so I'm not going to hold my breath on that. But again, as for the key rookies, this year's class, not the greatest. I would say easily the top two are Dylan Cruz and James Wood, oddly enough both from the Nationals, so we'll be looking out for those guys. And you've got Kobe Mayo, Chase Young. That's probably about the extent of the top tier, I would say at this point. It is still very early on in the season as well, so some guys' value will change. But like I said, first time seeing it on the channel here. That is pretty much always the case. We've got a Jake Cronenworth on the back, and I'm assuming probably our chances of finding anything great are going to be better in the blaster, but it doesn't always end up that way, so that is what makes these product battles fun, which we haven't done in quite some time. Looks like we've got a 90 design coming up in the middle there, but here is the new design for this year. It's April, so I'm sure everybody has pretty much already seen it at this point, but pretty late in the season for me, or late in the year for me, to be checking it out for the first time. Pedro Leon is our first rookie card. I actually got these, I got a bunch of stuff for my birthday back in late March, which isn't usually the case, but because it was a big number this year, I actually did receive some gifts. Rhett Lauder there, Jared Kelnick, Joey Ortiz, Gold Cup, Jose Barrios. Of course, I'm going to be on the lookout. There's a Mariners team card for some Red Sox. Speaking of which, there's one right there, Tanner Houck. They've had an iffy start to the season. Davis Schneider with the trademark stash. We've got some league leaders, Scobel Barrios and Lugo. Wins leaders, Jorge Soler in the Retro Braves. Not a ton of rookies thus far. Another team card. Little celebration in Shy City. And the ever wonderful horizontal photos. Teoscar, Michael Busch Gold Cup. I don't know why I said that like the Bush commercials. Future Stars. And speaking of Devers, Strikeout King. He did thankfully break that streak. Obviously wasn't going to last forever, but certainly a rough start to the year for him. There are those hideous Padres uniforms. All smiles. Perfect weather in San Diego. Danny Jansen. The final one from that little stack. Looks like the inserts and parallels are going to be in the middle. There's an Ohtani on the batting average leaders. Ozuna. Peralta. And then here was that 90s design. It's a Mike Trout. And we've got a relic. You're kidding me. That is... wow, that's crazy. What are the odds of that? PC hit. Sleeve that immediately. And my bias towards the hanger box is instant without even opening the blaster. So that's a PC hit for me. let's see. Maybe they contained... That is super cool. Mike Trout. Bat relic for the Trout collection. Yeah, that is a bat. Is that a bat? It almost looked like, it's so white there, and I don't know. It almost looked like a piece of a batting glove, but it's definitely a piece of a bat. Very rare to get a hit of one of the players that I PC, because there is only 4 of them outside of the home teams. Here's a gold, Connor Joe, 1042 out of 2025. I'm still reeling from that Mike Trout bat relic there. These are all flipped backwards. What's going on here? Ha-Seong Kim. I'm not sure what that is. Bradley Blaylock, rookie parallel. I think that's probably the Diamante, I believe. And we've got Mauricio Dubon, rainbow foil. Yeah, I think those were the Diamante foils. 2024 greatest hits, Cal Raleigh. Insert for the Mariners. And then Stars of MLB returns once again. Here's another 90s design, and it's Paul Skeens with the Gold Cup logo. You know, that 90s design, or 1990 design, was quite awful at the time, but it looks pretty cool, actually, now that they've brought it back. I don't know. Something about that vintage look on a modern card. There's another Paul Skeens, Stars of MLB, and then Ohtani, who we saw the back of. So some really nice inserts here out of this hanger box. That definitely comes through and puts the blaster in quite the hole before we've even gotten into it. There's a Ben Rice rookie. I'll set that aside. I do have the sleeves next to me, but I was planning on trying to get through this as quickly as possible. Bradley Blaylock base, and then there's the Jake Cronenworth that we saw on the back. So big lead thanks to that Trout relic right there, at least in my opinion, for the hanger. But we haven't even gotten into the blaster, so we'll see if it can possibly catch up or even jump ahead of the hanger. Look for retail exclusive hollow base card parallels. Exclusive value boxes spring training parallels, so we'll see some different stuff in here. Some special insert sets, 2024 all team, all tops team, training grounds, and the like. 7 packs, 12 cards per pack, so obviously you get more out of the blaster. They do run, I think, what is it, like $10 more than hangers or so, $12, or perhaps double. Like I said, these were gifts, so I did not pick them up for myself, and I do not recall what the prices on these were when I did see them available online. So here we go. The blaster has some work to do. Just about halfway through this video. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it as we are about to get into our first blaster pack. Of course, with no info on the back. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. And of course, subscribe to the channel. Got a couple of other blasters that we will battle against one another in the future here. Different parallel there. I'm not really sure what that one is. It is Will Brennan. And then everything else is flipped backwards. I'm not sure the name of that one. There's another Ha-Seong Kim, Bradley Blaylock, so some dupes immediately. Blackman. And then it changes up. Jake Bloss, Scooble, coming off that amazing season. And Siani, for St. Louis. The last one there. That's kind of a rough start for the blaster. And again, the Stars of MLB are one per pack, I do believe. Here's our first, that's going to be the spring training, just based off of the logo there. More dupes, Jay Cronenworth, perhaps only one, Brooks Baldwin, Luciano, and there's Dylan Cruz, base rookie, so I would say that's the best one that you can find. The blaster comes through on that front. There's an Aaron Judge, and then Nacho Alvarez Jr., one of my favorite names in all of professional sports. There's the Mike Trout base. So we get stuff for the Trout PC in both boxes. And then our first 90s design out of the blaster is a Relvis Martinez. And then we got a Mookie Betts, Stars of MLB. He always has to appear to remind me that he is no longer a member of the Red Sox. I'll forever lament it and bring it up every time I have to see his dirty little mug on a baseball card. I don't know why I said dirty little mug. It's not like it's like he has a dirty face or anything. I just hate the fact that he's no longer wearing the red stockings. Jeremy Pena, Lane Thomas. There's Connor Joe's base. Saw his gold in the hangar. Bobby Witt Jr. And then the Stars of MLB from this pack is Frankie Lindor. We got 4 packs left to go here out of the blaster. And these don't seem to put the best cards or all the parallels and inserts in the middle like the hanger did. There's our next spring training. There's J-Rod. Decent one. Pete Crow Armstrong. Future Stars. Another one for the Sox collection. A little bit of a celebration there. A bit of a celebration there. Spencer Steer slides safely. Say that 5 times fast. Nick Sogard, rookie. And then Blake Dunn, rookie card for the Reds. And then there's Jace Young, so certainly getting the better rookies out of the blaster. Juju Watkins, that is a first pitch insert at Dodger Stadium. Unfortunately for her, suffering that ACL injury. What was that, a week or 2 ago now? Ending her season, and I don't know if she's going to be jumping to the WNBA yet. I don't follow women's hoops that closely at all. I'm just familiar with her and did see that she had the ACL injury, so I don't know if that's cutting into her next college season or perhaps her debut WNBA season. Xander Bogaerts, Aaron Schunk, rookie card. I feel like we've seen a bunch of Colorado Rockies. And Nolan Schanuel, Future Stars. And then Acuna Jr., Stars of MLB. At least those have been diverse. And hasn't been really any duplicates on inserts from the hanger and the blaster. Here's our first spring training rookie, I believe. Short-term memory is a-going, I guess. It is a new decade of my lifetime. Freddie Freeman there. Kind of hard to read some of the names, I will say that, about the design. Colton Cowser, Gold Cup. Seen a number of those. Not Colton Cowser specifically, but the Gold Cups. There's Mikey Yaz, Cincinnati Reds, India and Ellie. Here's our next 90s design, and it's another rookie, Justin Henry Malloy. I'd put him in like probably the tier 2 of the rookies. And then Soto, Stars of MLB. That brings us to our final pack, so there better be something pretty great in this one, or else I think I'm going to have to give the Duke to the hanger just based off of the Trout relic. I'm not sure on the monetary value on that, but it's a PC hit for me. You guys will have to let me know which one you think wins it in the comments down below. Shea Whitcomb rookie card there. I almost said Ricky card. It's his Ricky card. Chase McDermott. I'd say definitely the better rookies have come out of the blaster. And then the final one, Matt Chapman, Stars of MLB. So, like I said, let me know which one you thought won in the comments down below. I am definitely leaning towards the hanger box, but perhaps you differ. If you do, let me know. Also, make sure you come back next Thursday night for our next rip and check out all the other cool stuff here on the channel as well. But that's all I got for you tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch up with you on the next one.